Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be able to address you today. I'm going to do a brief communications overview, a little bit about what it is that the communications office does and how we do it. And then we'll get into some nuts and bolts of the congregational report as well as our online presence. We're really striving to do three main things in our communications office. And when I say we, I say we because I work with two folks that work with me part-time, Mary Ailes, who's in the back here, as well as Abby Opal out of the provincial office. And the three of us together work on communications. Primarily, we're seeking to effectively communicate the work of the gospel, both what Christ did once and for all of us, and also how that ongoing work is affecting us in our generation. The second thing that we're striving to do is to support and enhance the ministry and vocation of our local, or of our leaders, I should say. And third, we're looking to maintain and cultivate strong working relationships. And I'm going to focus on that last point first, next. There's four main folks that can be grouped in terms of who it is that we are maintaining relationships with. Obviously, I work for the Archbishop and work with the provincial staff, and so maintaining a strong working relationship there is maybe obvious. Next is the College of Bishops in red, the committees and task forces. We have a good number of committees and task forces that either need help in communicating or also need their finished product, their work, communicated to the larger church. There are diocesan communicators that we work with, as well as GAFCON communicators, to develop and maintain those relationships. And then there's the media, the secular media, the Christian media, and the Anglican-specific media. Oftentimes I've described in my work as that of listening with one ear to what's being said in the media, secular, Christian, and Anglican, and listening with another ear to what it is that's being said by the Archbishop, our task forces, our committees, and making sure that the two can communicate well back and forth together. In supporting each of these relationships looks a little bit different. In supporting the Archbishop's office and the provincial staff, I serve as a communications advisor, as a project manager, some of which is communications, and because we're a small staff, some is all other duties as assigned. And then also what we call asset development, and that is the creation of things like the brochures that you see out here, videos, copy text, photography. You've seen me shooting pictures today. So those are the three of the main things done for the Archbishop and provincial staff. For the bishops' committees and task forces, again, serving as a communications advisor, but also serving as a technical advisor of how to use different collaborative tools so these committees and task forces can do their work well together. And then to a limited degree, some asset development, working on some photography and graphic design for those groups. When it comes to our diocesan communicators and our GAFCON communicators, it's about encouraging a two-way flow of information. Certainly there's things that we want to be able to communicate with our diocese. We want to be able to communicate with our GAFCON partners. But that's a two-way street. There's things that our dioceses are doing that can communicate back with us that we can give a larger platform. It's also a two-way flow of information in terms of professional development. The field of communications can be so broad with changes in social media and how it's used, with different computer programs, that being able to share technical information and career advice back and forth of what's working and not working is important. And then finally, feedback back and forth between these different groups. And then finally, working with the media, serving as the press officer. Again, it's a two-way street, responding to requests in a timely and professional manner, but also proactively promoting the stories that I think deserve to get more attention, the great things that God's doing in our midst that people need to know about. And so this storytelling has 5 different types of content. There's the written word, pictures, photography, graphics, audio, and video. Some of this is being created by my office, and some is being created by these different groups, and therefore is needing to be distributed across our different channels. And we have a lot of different channels. We have 16 different platforms to communicate across, from the Apostle magazine, which is in print, to 5 different Facebook pages, Twitter, the website, email. There's a lot of different ways we can distribute information. I wanted to share a little bit of the growth of what we've been able to track online, the online engagement from our audiences. Facebook this last year, in the year 2014, the engagement was up by 24% over 2013. The website was up by 30%, the number of folks coming and visiting the website. When we send out emails, in terms of the Chronicle email list, that's being opened about 45% of the time, and the industry average is 27%. So we're glad that ours is being opened and read more than the average. And then this was a good year. We spent more time focusing on Twitter and that platform, and saw a 100% increase in the amount of interaction and following on Twitter. This last year, we had a new parish finder that was launched. If you go to find a parish on our website, you'll find a Google map that takes the congregational reporting information and automatically feeds it into this new Google map. That system is open all year long, so if a congregation's information changes, they can go in themselves, and the update is instantaneous. Also in this last year, we added pages on the website where every congregation can have a place where people can find more about them. A place to put their logo, to put some text of information about their worship times, things like their phone number and website. New for this coming year is a section for congregational news. We're creating it so that folks can go onto that page that's been created for them, add in news items that are particular to their congregation. Also new for this next year is going to be a website redesign of the provincial website to give it a fresh and new look. But what I'm most excited about is taking those two things and bringing them together. Here's the website redesign and what that may look like coming up. What I'm excited is bringing those two things together where it's a news pipeline, and so that when a congregation puts a news story on their particular page, that can then feed onto a dashboard and be put immediately onto the provincial page. But that's a two-way street so that provincial news can also make its way back onto a diocese or a congregation level page as well. We're looking to create something like a Anglican Church of North America specific wire service with news stories being passed back and forth. So we're looking for full integration between our parish finder, between the congregation level page, the new website, and the congregational reporting system, which feeds into all this. It's all going to be one system built together. That takes us into the congregational report and some of the stats from this last year. We're going to look at attendance, membership, and congregations. In the reports that you have online, this goes into a lot more detail, and you're welcome to dive into that, and if you have any questions, you can feel free to catch me in the next couple of days. But looking first at membership, our membership numbers for 2014 are at 110,006, which is an increase of 673 over the last year. Our number of congregations is down by 4 to 948. As the Archbishop had mentioned earlier, we planted 27 new congregations, but we closed 31. The congregational reporting, the attendance numbers that were reported were at 71,664, which shows an increase of just over 1,000 people this year over 2013. And I would also say that one thing we noticed this year in our congregational reporting, we still have some work to do in terms of the number of congregations that report, but the numbers jumped from about 77% to 82% reporting this year. So we had a 5% increase in the number of congregations that reported. In your packets or in the online information, you'll find there's more appendixes with information on baptisms and confirmations, but that hits the high points right now. So thank you for your time. I look forward again to any questions you might have of addressing those in the next couple of days. Thank you.